Hi everybody, welcome to a very special Saturday edition of Inside Elite Fitness. I'm Sean Woodland with Tommy Marquez. Why are we here today? Well, there's a Sanctional event going on right now over in England. Day one has just wrapped up, and if you were watching the action, first off, well done to Strength and Depth. That stream has looked really good so far.
It looks just like a regional competition. Full HD, the floor layout looks great, the atmosphere looks great, the commentary is great. I've had 8 cups of coffee, so I stayed up all night watching all of the action, and I couldn't be more impressed by it.
I'm all wired up on Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get into the men's, the women's, and quickly the team elite division. Let's start with the men's side of things. They are through 4 events there, and a surprise name on top of the overall leaderboard, Bronislaw Olenkowicz, who won event 3 and then event 4, has 326 total points to lead Drew Wayman by 26. And then a guy that we thought would be pushing for the lead at this point, Roman Krennikov, sits in 5th. But before we get to the men on the leaderboard, there are some big names who are not on the leaderboard because they're not competing.
Yeah, 2 games athletes out already. Alex Smith, 2-time games qualifier, out before the competition even started, had an unfortunate illness, didn't make the trip across the pond, so that's one potential podium contender out of the way. And then one of the men's favorites, Willie George, we talked about him on the show earlier, 2 events in, had to withdraw as well. He had an illness, Sean. Talked to his coach, he said that he wasn't feeling up to speed and didn't want to risk getting hurt, so he's out of the competition now.
Meanwhile, Bronislaw Olenkowicz, the leader of this competition right now, you mentioned him as someone we should keep an eye on during our men's preview. He has a really good Olympic weightlifting background, events 3 and 4, basically grooved pitches, and he knocked them out of the park.
Took him a little while to get up to speed, though. He started the weekend off with an 11th place finish in 19.1, but once he got to that back-to-back workout setup with a workout 3 and workout 4, top overall snatch for the men, and then once he got off the assault bike in workout number 4 and got his hands on the barbell yet again, came from the middle of the pack to walk away in lane number 1, a dramatic victory, and now he leads a topsy-turvy men's field.
Topsy-turvy men's field, but things going as expected on the women's side. They are also through 4 events, and Sarah Sigmundsdottir is your leader with 388 points, has yet to finish lower than 2nd in an event, and has 2 event wins. Jamie Green, 20 points back of her. Danny Spiegel breathing down Green's neck, though, with just 366 points, only 2 points back of her. And then Emma McQuaid and Jessica Griffith rounding out the top 5. But Sarah Sigmundsdottir, we thought would be the favorite in this event, and so far living up to the hype.
Yeah, I talked to Sarah a little bit before. She really wanted to get her mojo back as far as the competition goes. And what better way to do that than open up with a workout win in 19.1. Her score of 350 reps, 9 rounds plus 8 reps. Right now on the leaderboard on the Worldwide Open would be 1st overall. You bookend the day number 1 with workout wins. So far, so good for Sarah.
And then meanwhile, on the team side, this one is a blowout. The Central Beasts have gone 4 for 4, 400 out of a possible 400 points for them. They are going to have a serious disaster on day 2 to not win this thing.
And they're a sneaky good team. You look at their roster so far, 3 regional competitors perennially, 2 from the Central and Central East regionals, where, I mean, you have loaded talent there, and then an individual games qualifier twice in Nicole Holcomb. So this team is clearly the class of this competition so far.
1 day, 3 events remain. Here's a look at what is left on tap over there at Strength and Depth. We're going to start with event 5. That's going to be the longest event of the competition. Then in event 6, we break out the assault runner, toes to bars, and some deadlifts. And then event 7, a couplet that we have seen close out regionals and competitions before, rope climbs, and then some heavy thrusters. Nothing really to expect as far as surprise goes on the women's side. This one looks like it's going as planned. But on the men's side, these 3 events could certainly mix up that leaderboard.
Especially that first one for our leader Bronislaw. If you go back to regionals last year, he was 39th in the 333 event, in the endurance event. Only got 2 points out of that. And with this men's field, it could potentially knock him from the top spot. Every guy in the top 5 so far has a finish of 10th or lower. That's a 40-point spread between 1st and 10th. That means it's anybody's game with these kind of events on the final day.
Yeah, day 1 was exciting there in Strength and Depth. If you want to watch day 2, they do again have a live stream. You can find it at strengthanddepth.com. They get going about 8:40 in the morning England time, so that's about midnight on the West Coast here in the United States, and then 3 a.m. on the East Coast. But again, get up and watch it. It's certainly been very entertaining, and we will have competition coverage throughout the weekend, and we'll wrap this whole thing up for you when it is done. For Tommy Marquez, I'm Sean Woodland. Thanks for being here. Enjoy the competition, and we'll see you soon.